Welcome to Stock Traders Talk. I'm Hannah Bernard. Today we are speaking with the CEO and President of Cloud Medical Doctor Software Corporation, a groundbreaking publicly traded company that brings to doctors the information technology, economic stability, and political clout that has eluded them to date. The company trades in the OTCQB under the stock ticker NSCT. Mr. Michael Delagarza joins us on Stock Traders Talk today. Michael has years of experience in the healthcare technology industry, mainly focused on the medical practice management, electronic medical record software, and cybersecurity encryption software. In our interview today, we will be discussing the company's software, services, and CipherShop division. Specifically, Michael will share with us some exciting news regarding the features of the CipherLock product suite, which offers both an advanced polymorphic cipher engine and a polymorphic hardware engine. There is a lot to discuss, so let's turn now to our interview with Mr. Michael Delagarza. So welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio, Mr. Michael Delagarza.
Thank you, Hannah.
All right, so I'd like to start off for you to describe to our audience what your company does.
Thank you. Cloud Medical Doctor Software Corporation, or CloudMD, is a groundbreaking technology which has two divisions, CloudMD, which is in the medical software business, and CipherShop, which is in the digital security business. We've been in the medical software business for about 25 years, specifically in the practice management electronic medical records area. We're U.S.-based. We bring the doctors information technology that has really eluded them to date. Our solutions are designed by doctors for doctors with the goal of the company being threefold. We increase the individual practice income, create personal investment value, and regain influence over the medical practice of medicine. CipherShop is the second division of CloudMD. This company was introduced as a revolutionary new type of encryption technology. The importance of this product is it's the first polymorphic cipher engine called CipherLock. CipherLock is truly the first affordable and secure, very advanced polymorphic key progression algorithm, which is a whole lot to say. But that morphing cipher can be used in any application that is sensitive with securing documents or data. More than just an obscuring algorithm, CipherLock extends digital security without expending additional resources. What's really interesting about CipherLock, it's the pinnacle of cipher technology. This is the first infinitely configurable and mathematically provably secure electronic security system that actually defeats the electronic hackers by making them defend themselves against the cipher. At the same time, it solves many security problems and increases the reliability of a single strong solution. This product has 5 international patents and 1 U.S. patent pending.
Wow, that's very impressive. So just to give a little bit more background, can you describe your personal background experience and a brief history of the company so far?
Sure, thank you. Well, I'm the founder, CEO, and president, chairman of the board of the company. I started Cloud Medical Doctor Software Corporation in 2006, and the previous iteration called MedPay USA, LLC in 1998. My prior experience includes working as the CIO, CTO for Renaissance Healthcare Systems. It was a group of acute care hospitals located in the Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas area. I was instrumental in the launching of the company's first central business office in Houston, Texas, and the interesting thing there is that we took 4 different hospital information systems, migrated them to a new in-house web-based HIS system, resulting in huge cost savings and improved revenue. What's interesting about this is we were the first to go to the cloud in 2003 for a hospital information system. Also, because of the efficiencies gained by having one system instead of 4, our IT costs went down tremendously. Our income on the hospital more than doubled from $125 million to $260 million. Lastly, my experience is also in the healthcare diagnostic imaging center business located in Dallas, Texas. The Centers for Diagnostic Medical Services grew from 1 outpatient center in 1991 to over 10 in 1998, with revenues exceeding about $40 million. And then lastly, my experience is I've run several small publicly traded companies out of Phoenix, Arizona. I was a CEO, president, chairman of the board of those 2 companies.
So can you give us the makeup of your board of directors and your team and the reasoning behind your selection of each of them?
Sure. Obviously, I'm the CEO, President, Chairman of the board. Pamela Thompson is our Chief Financial Officer. She's a CPA. She's also the Secretary and Treasurer and a Director on the board. She has about 20 years' experience in SEC compliance, tax, and accounting for publicly traded companies. She served as a Chief Financial Officer for several other publicly traded companies, both on NASDAQ and OTC. Pam is a very experienced CPA. She worked formerly for Arthur Andersen and several other large regional firms in the Phoenix area. Her main focus is on Sarbanes-Oxley and focusing on keeping the company both regulatory as well as she has a tremendous amount of insight into forensic auditing. And what the value is there for us as we continue to acquire companies, that ability to go back and do a forensic audit and rebuild what actually happens in the company as opposed to what they present to us. So she's a very large asset. Secondly, our chief scientist in the company and engineer, and also the innovator of the CipherLock products, Albert Carlson, PhD. This man is a very experienced former military intelligence NSA engineer. Al is probably one of the brightest individuals you'll ever meet. When he speaks, he's a very advanced mathematics and computer science professor, teaches us daily in Kansas. He received his PhD after spending 20 years in the military as an Army officer at the University of Idaho. What's really unique about Al is that he's worked at all different levels of computer security. So not just computer science, but information theory, ciphers, cryptography, set theory, tactical and strategic electronic warfare, wireless communications, networking, control systems, communication electronics. This guy has done everything. So with that said, he's very well published. He is the designer behind what we now call CipherShop. But lastly, the reason that we chose the group of people that we have that run this company is because we were looking for vast experience for people that not only understood how to run a small caps company, but with the emphasis on a rapidly growing company through both organic growth as well as acquisitions.
All right, can you tell us about your strategic direction or business objectives?
Sure. As I said before, we operate two divisions in one company, the first being the medical software division, which is CloudMD, the second being CipherLock, which is this new type of morphing encryption software. What is unique about this is it allowed the company to have two different income streams. While growth in one may be down, the other could be up. And due to major changes in healthcare, as everybody's aware of, the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare has completely uprooted the traditional healthcare delivery system and opened opportunities for companies like ours. There now is a need for an affordable electronic medical record software system as well as an unhackable encryption solution that are both necessary in healthcare for sharing large amounts of protected health information. These are critical things that need to happen in healthcare in the near future. Obviously, everyone knows about Target and all the cyber attacks that have happened in the last year. So encryption technologies that have been out there that were written, in the last year to 10 years ago, most all of those have now been hacked and proven not to be secure. Ours is a new type of technology.
So where did this technology originate from?
Okay, Albert Carlson, as I said previously, is the innovator of the morphing encryption technology. Albert was working for the NSA and other government agencies in the 90s and up through 2003, where he was designing and implementing different types of technology or offenses or defenses to cyber attacks. So there was out of that need for creating a very secure morphing cipher became the obvious choice because everything else out there follows a key size encryption. So it could be 128, 256, and on and on. So the key sizes were getting more complex and larger, but all of them were defined by the size or the number of keys that were in there. So 256 meant you had 256 bits of information to defeat. Ours is different. Ours is completely, it's a morphing cipher, which means the more you attack it, the faster it morphs or changes. So it's completely undefeatable at this point in time. So that's where this technology and concept originated from. It was developed, co-developed rather, at the University of Idaho, and then now at the University in Missouri.
So can you elaborate on the significance of the industry that you are in and the targeted audience for your technology?
Sure. Our specific target is going to be healthcare, finance, credit card issuers and processors, computer chip manufacturers, and data storage, as well as cloud operators. These are all multi-billion-dollar industries with huge growth for us, but the most important thing about this is they all require some form of encryption to safeguard their information from hackers. And the CipherLock products establish a new pinnacle for encryption, that these are truly unhackable algorithms that no matter how much time and effort you spend or money to try to hack them, you can't do it because the system morphs faster than the hacker can attack it.
Wonderful. So now turning towards your business plan, what stage of development would you describe as a snapshot of your current operation?
In the healthcare with CloudMD selling to the physician base, we are in the final stages of releasing our latest our latest evolution of that software, which will be a meaningful use stage 2 certification, ICD-10 certification, and 5010. So that software is in the final stages of its development. We've been actively selling that for 4 years. We have large groups of doctors on that technology and have for years. The second part of our company, which is CipherLock, is really in the early stages of development. We have targeted 3 different areas for 3 different verticals, if you will, for the company to focus on. That would be credit card processors and the new computer chip credit cards that are coming to the U.S. market. The second one being we want to be in healthcare, so we want to be able to encrypt all of the electronic medical records that are going to be moving around the internet. And then lastly, we believe all the financial markets are probably one of the major targets for hackers. Therefore, that is one of the markets that we're working on. One of the things that we're looking at there is not only encrypting the data both at rest and in movement, but also encrypting the servers and the processors on those servers with a new type of hardware encryption that CipherLock has.
So can you expand a little bit on some short-term expectations for the company?
Sure. We just recently closed the first CipherLock sale to a Netflix-style company. That's called Gawk Industries. That company is in the video streaming and audio streaming business. The size of that opportunity was $1,125,000 for our encryption technology. That's just a start of sales into that market. We believe that the growth on that is going to be substantial. Could be in the hundreds of millions or potentially in the billions of dollars once we build out these verticals. Everyone can use our technology on that end. On the medical side, as I said previously stated, we are pretty much at the end of the development cycle for this. There's always going to be an evergreen product with different changes and regulatory changes in healthcare. Same thing with the securities market, but we have pretty much finalized everything that we're going to do. We have these 3 verticals picked out. We will be going those different directions. And as we continue to develop that out, we'll see more sales and larger sales.
So turning now to alliances or strategic partners, do you have strategic partners or partners or alliances? And if so, could you elaborate on the specific focusing on what they bring to the company and how it benefits you?
Sure. We have formed recently 2 strategic alliances or partnerships, one in the medical marijuana industry which is with a company called Hemp Inc. Their CEO, Bruce Perlowan, has made many introductions into that field for us. What's unique about that opportunity is that the medical marijuana dispensaries that are going all over the country are really medical businesses that didn't realize until recently they had to comply with HIPAA compliance, which is the Protected Health Information Act that went in place in 2006. Due to the fact that they need to protect that data, our CloudMD software and our inventory management software are both perfect fits for that industry, which is a growth that we never saw coming. We met with Bruce Perlowan here in Las Vegas about 3 months ago, pointed out to him what we thought were the flaws in their sales cycle for these dispensaries, and he has since made many introductions for us into that field. We expect to start making sales in that as soon as the first of the year. The second thing we've done is that we have a strategic alliance with a guy by the name of Scott Kettle. He's the CEO of Valk Inc. They are a Netflix-style startup. They're using data and audio streaming, and they saw a need for encryption of their copyrighted material. Scott's been in that industry for about 25 years. He used to own a cable company in California. Scott is actually basically opening the curtains for us on what is needed in that type of industry. You know, one of the unique things about doing what we do is that we need a lot of individuals, and there are a lot of experts that understand their specific vertical, but they don't understand the need or the complexities of what encryption is. And so for us, having guys that are in the industry that understand their portion, which is, again, the data and audio streaming, we have a specific timeline and framework for developing out that encryption to deliver that not only to these guys, but to everyone else in the industry at a very affordable rate.
So expanding on any long-term goals that the company has, say, in 1 or 5 years from now, and how do you plan on getting there?
Okay, the long-term goals is we're going to do 2 things. One, we have the medical division, which is building out, and we have a sales force and a growth strategy for that company. That company will grow through acquisitions of other medical software companies as well as direct sales to doctors and physician groups. Secondly, in the encryption area, we believe that is our largest growth opportunity, both short-term and long-term. And one of the reasons for that is that our product is not U.S.-specific like our medical product is. The Cipher technology is international. It's in all countries. It's in all phases of development, both current and future. You will need more and more security in that, less and less. So the need for cybersecurity is going to grow tenfold, 100-fold. Recently, the Wall Street Journal stated that that will be a $1 trillion industry within 10 years. So for us, we have decided to focus on the 3 largest areas, which are, again, credit card processing, the financial, and then medical being the third one, that all need very high-level encryption as well as different types of encryption. And so for us, we believe that the opportunity is that we could have millions of customers, both individually as well as corporations, companies, government agencies, and so forth and so on. So the opportunity for us is that we're partnering with those companies that already have a base, so that when we sell this, we become middleware. We're not actually selling to the end user necessarily, but we could. So if we go to a company like Oracle, Microsoft, Amazon, whomever, those companies already have a large need and they already have a large base of individuals and companies that are using their technologies. What we want to do is partner with those companies and piggyback on our sales with their sales.
So turning now to specifically potential investors or shareholders, what is the current share structure?
We have 650 million authorized common shares in the company. We have about 275 million outstanding, and we have about $47 million float. at this time.
All right. And who is your transfer agent, and are they open for investors to inquire about the share structure of your company?
Yes, it's Pacific Stock Transfer here in Las Vegas, and yes, they are open to shareholder questions.
Wonderful. So what are the potential or actual revenue streams? I know we talked about it earlier, but just to elaborate more on that.
Potential revenues are huge, possibly in the billions of dollars, due to the increasing need for data and internet security, both financial, credit cards, healthcare, et cetera. The actual revenues of the company are about $1.5 million to $2 million, so you can tell that we're on the startup of this climb up the hill. We expect that the potential revenues will, over the next 2 to 5 years, start increasing year over year, doubling, tripling, maybe even larger. One significant contract could be $50 million.
And how does your balance sheet look?
That's a great question. Right now, our balance sheet is excellent. We have very low debt. We have very low employee cost. We have about $1 million in the bank. Most of the developments over the last year have paid for themselves. Because of the fact we're a very lean company, most of the sales reps in our company are 1099 salesmen. So they are specific in their industries. So for us, our balance sheet is excellent. We have about $27 million in NOLs, very little debt, less than $250,000 at this time.
All right, and do you have a website where investors can inquire about the company?
Yes, ma'am. We have two. We have cloud-mds.com and cyphershop.com.
Right, and you think this is the best resource for potential investors to learn more about what you guys are doing?
Yes, but we also issue press releases as necessary, 8Ks, 10Ks, and Qs, obviously. Great,
and just to close up, I wanted to ask you, obviously we're talking to an investment community here. What do you think makes CloudMD and NSCT a good investment for potential investors? And if you had a 5-minute elevator pitch, what would that be?
Thank you. Okay. The reason that CloudMD is a great investment is that we are pioneering a new type of encryption technology that the world has never seen before. This technology that's called CipherLock is impossible to hack and makes data the most secure it's ever been since the beginning of the Internet. Big statement, very factual. And of course, we also are highly demanding healthcare space, running doctor practices with our medical software.
Great. Well, it sounds like a great investment opportunity. We thank you so much, Mr. Michael Delagarza, for joining us on Stock Traders Talk Radio, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future.
Thank you.
Well, we'd like to thank Mr. Michael Delagarza for taking the time to speak with our audience. To learn more about his company, please be sure to visit their website at www.cloud-mds.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Hannah Bernard. We'll see you next time on Stock Traders Talk.